ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about something that sounds selfish at first glance, but is one of the most selfless acts you can take, focusing only on yourself. As we navigate the unique challenges and opportunities of 2025, I invite you to consider why this might be the most powerful decision you'll ever make. Let's start with a question. Why are you here? What drives you to wake up each morning and face the world? For many of us, the answer is clouded by expectations, comparisons, and the noise of modern life. But here's the truth. The only way to truly thrive in this ever-changing world is to tune out the noise and tune in to yourself. Focusing on yourself isn't about shutting others out. It's about ensuring that you're equipped to bring your best to the people and causes you care about. Think of it as putting on your oxygen mask first before helping others. In 2025, distractions are everywhere. Social media screams for our attention. The world moves faster than ever. But clarity comes from within, not from external validation. You can't control the chaos, but you can control how you respond to it. And that begins by focusing inward. When you focus on yourself, you stop comparing, you stop competing with others. Instead, you begin to celebrate your own strengths, your own journey, and your own progress. And that is where the magic happens. Because when you lean into your strengths and own your story, you not only grow as an individual, you inspire those around you to do the same. But let's be honest, self-focus isn't always easy. It requires setting boundaries, saying no to distractions, and making choices that align with your long-term goals. It requires the courage to let go of what doesn't serve you, even if it feels uncomfortable. And yet, the rewards are profound. When you focus on yourself, you become a better leader, a better friend, a better parent, and a better partner. You create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond you. So, celebrate the small wins. Adapt when change comes knocking. Remember that your journey is yours alone and no one else's timeline matters. In 2025, make a promise to yourself. Focus only on what truly matters to you. When you do, you won't just change your life, you'll change the world around you. Why should you focus only on yourself in 2025? It might seem like a counterintuitive or even selfish proposition in a world that often encourages selflessness, teamwork, and putting others first. But when you pause and dig deeper, the why behind this idea reveals a powerful truth. You cannot give your best to the world unless you are first your best self. Life in 2025 is filled with endless distractions, responsibilities, and demands on our time and energy. Our work, families, communities, and the digital universe all compete for our attention. It's easy to get lost in the noise and feel like you're running on a treadmill that someone else controls. But when you shift your focus inward, you begin to uncover your deeper motivations and purpose. You start to ask questions that truly matter. What fulfills me? What makes me feel alive? What legacy do I want to build? The why of focusing on yourself is rooted in the undeniable fact that you are your own greatest asset. Your energy, mindset, and personal growth are the foundation for everything you do. When these are neglected, every part of your life suffers. Your relationships, your work, your health, and even your ability to help others. On the other hand, when you invest in yourself, the benefits ripple outward. A centered, fulfilled person becomes a better leader, friend, and contributor to society. Focusing on yourself is not about ignoring others or turning your back on the world. It's about showing up more effectively with clarity and purpose. Think of it like sharpening a tool. Only when it's honed can it do its job well. When you work on yourself, you're honing the tool that you bring to every task, interaction, and challenge. The reality is that clarity begins with self-awarenesses. You can't understand where you're going until you know where you are. By taking the time to reflect on your values, strengths, and aspirations, you create a map for your journey. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally, driven not by external pressures, but by your own why. In the whirlwind pace of today's world, focusing on yourself might feel indulgent. But think of it this way. Every great leader, innovator, or changemaker started by understanding their own purpose. They didn't stumble upon greatness by accident. They cultivated it by aligning their actions with what truly mattered to them. So, the why of focusing on yourself in 2025 is simple yet profound. When you prioritize your growth, your purpose, and your well-being, you unlock your ability to make a greater impact. You give yourself permission to live fully and authentically, and in doing so, you pave the way for others to do the same. The concept of focusing on yourself often raises questions about its broader implications. What happens to the people around you? Does it lead to selfishness, or does it create something more meaningful? The answer lies in understanding the ripple effect, the profound, far-reaching impact that self-focus can have on the world around you. When you invest in yourself, it's not a solitary act. It's a seed planted in fertile soil. The growth that comes from nurturing your own well-being, talent, and purpose doesn't stop with you. It extends outward, touching your relationships, your work, and your community. Just as a single drop in a pond creates waves that extend far beyond where it lands, focusing on yourself sends positive energy into every aspect of your life. One of the most immediate ways this manifests is in your relationships. When you take the time to work on yourself, whether by improving your emotional intelligence, building your confidence, or aligning your actions with your values, you naturally show up as a better version of yourself. This version is more patient, more present, and more capable of meaningful connection. The people you interact with feel the difference, and their experiences with you improve as a result. In a professional setting, the ripple effect can be transformative. Imagine a leader who prioritizes their own growth, takes the time to develop their skills, and remains grounded in their values. That leader inspires their team, not by demanding more from others, but by demonstrating what's possible when someone invests in themselves. The team becomes more cohesive, motivated, and aligned. The impact of one individual's focus cascades into collective progress. The ripple effect also extends to how you contribute to society. When you're grounded in who you are and what you stand for, your contributions become more intentional and impactful. Instead of being scattered or reactive, your actions carry a sense of purpose. You might inspire others through your work, your words, or simply the way you live your life. People are drawn to authenticity, and when you focus on yourself, you create a model of what it means to live with intention. It's also important to recognize that the ripple effect is not always immediate. Like waves in water, the impact of focusing on yourself might take time to reach the shore. But that doesn't make it any less powerful. By improving yourself, you're setting something in motion, something that will continue to grow and evolve long after the initial drop. Whether it's a shift in a close relationship, a spark of inspiration in a colleague, or a moment of encouragement for a stranger, the ripples you create carry the potential for real change. This effect is amplified because it's contagious. When people see someone who is centered, confident, and purpose-driven, they begin to ask themselves, what can I do to reach that place? Your actions can ignite a chain reaction, encouraging others to reflect on their own growth and priorities. By focusing on yourself, you empower others to do the same, creating a network of positive change that extends far beyond what you can see. The ripple effect underscores an important truth. Self-focus is never just about you. It's about creating a foundation that supports everyone you touch, directly or indirectly. In a world that feels increasingly chaotic, finding clarity can seem like an impossible task. Every day, we're bombarded with information, responsibilities, and distractions that demand our attention. The pace of life in 2025 is faster than ever before, and the sheer volume of external noise can make it difficult to hear your own thoughts. This is where focusing on yourself becomes essential, not as a luxury, but as a survival tool to navigate the chaos and find clarity. Clarity doesn't come from trying to control everything around you. Chaos is a natural part of life, and the world will never stop throwing curveballs your way. Instead, clarity comes from within. It is cultivated through self-awareness, reflection, and the ability to tune out distractions so you can tune into what truly matters. When you focus on yourself, you create a sense of inner stability that allows you to see the world more clearly, no matter how turbulent it may be. One of the most powerful ways self-focus brings clarity is by helping you identify your priorities. Without this focus, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to do everything, be everything, and please everyone. The result is often burnout, frustration, and a sense of being pulled in 1,000 directions. By centering your attention on yourself, you learn to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important, between what aligns with your values and what is simply noise. Focusing on yourself also gives you the mental space to process your thoughts and emotions. In chaotic environments, it's tempting to react impulsively, simply trying to keep up with the pace of life. But when you take the time to center yourself, you shift from reaction to response. You begin to approach challenges with a calm, deliberate mindset, making decisions that reflect your true intentions rather than the pressure of the moment. Another key aspect of clarity is understanding your own goals. Chaos often blurs the line between what you want and what others expect from you. Without focus, it's easy to chase goals that aren't really yours, whether they're societal standards, family expectations, or workplace pressures. When you focus on yourself, you gain the ability to separate external expectations from your internal desires. This allows you to move through life with a sense of purpose and direction, even when the world around you feels unpredictable. Clarity also extends to your relationships. Chaos in life often stems from misunderstandings, miscommunication, or unresolved tensions with others. When you focus on yourself, you develop the emotional intelligence to navigate these dynamics more effectively. You become better at expressing your needs, setting healthy boundaries, and approaching conflicts with empathy and understanding. This not only brings clarity to your interactions, but also strengthens your connections with others. Amidst the noise of 2025, the digital world amplifies the chaos with a constant stream of notifications, comparisons, and distractions. Focusing on yourself helps you step back and reevaluate your relationship with technology and the external world. It encourages you to curate your environment, filter out what doesn't serve you, and engage only with what aligns with your values. This act of intentional engagement creates space for clarity to thrive. Focusing on yourself transforms the chaos around you into a backdrop rather than the main act. You begin to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. In this way, clarity becomes your anchor, a steady force that keeps you grounded, while the world around you continues to shift and change. Personal growth is often viewed as a private endeavor, something you pursue to better yourself, to reach your goals, or to improve your quality of life. While this is true, it's only part of the story. The deeper truth is that personal growth doesn't stop with you, it radiates outward, fueling your ability to make a meaningful impact on the world. When you grow, so does your capacity to contribute, lead, and inspire others. At its core, personal growth is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about gaining the skills, knowledge, and emotional resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. But the effects of this growth are not confined to your own experience. As you evolve, you naturally bring more to the table in every role you play, whether as a leader, a friend, a partner, or a community member. Growth enhances your ability to solve problems, connect with others, and take action that creates positive change. Think about how personal growth affects your relationships. When you work on yourself developing patience, empathy, and self-awareness, you approach interactions differently. You listen more attentively, communicate more clearly, and handle conflicts with greater understanding. These improvements ripple through your relationships, creating a dynamic where trust, respect, and collaboration can thrive. Your growth becomes a catalyst for healthier, more meaningful connections with the people in your life. In the professional realm, personal growth directly fuels your ability to lead and innovate. A person who invests in continuous learning, develops emotional intelligence, and hones their skills becomes a valuable asset to any team or organization. They bring fresh perspectives, solve problems creatively, and inspire others to raise their own standards. Leaders who prioritize their growth set an example for those they work with, creating a culture of excellence and resilience that elevates everyone involved. Personal growth also equips you to navigate change and uncertainty, two constants in the modern world. When you're committed to developing yourself, you build adaptability and confidence. These traits enable you to take bold steps, make tough decisions, and persevere in the face of setbacks. This isn't just beneficial for you, it also impacts the people around you, who often draw strength and inspiration from your ability to stay grounded and focused in challenging situations. Another way personal growth fuels impact is by clarifying your sense of purpose. As you reflect on your values, strengths, and passions, you gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters to you. This clarity allows you to channel your energy into pursuits that align with your core beliefs. Whether it's starting a new project, volunteering in your community, or mentoring others, your growth enables you to contribute in ways that are authentic and meaningful. Personal growth also enhances your ability to inspire others. When people see someone who is confident, purposeful, and continually striving to improve, it encourages them to do the same. Your journey becomes a source of motivation, showing others what's possible when they commit to their own development. This creates a ripple effect, where the impact of your growth extends far beyond your immediate circle, influencing others to pursue their potential as well. Perhaps most importantly, personal growth strengthens your ability to empathize and connect. The more you understand yourself, your emotions, triggers, and aspirations, the more you understand others. This deeper connection fosters compassion and a sense of shared humanity, which are essential for creating positive change. Whether you're leading a team, supporting a friend, or engaging with your community, your growth enhances your ability to build bridges and foster collaboration. In every aspect of life, personal growth serves as a foundation for greater impact. It allows you to show up as your best self, ready to contribute in ways that are meaningful and transformative. By focusing on your own development, you amplify your ability to make a difference not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Comparison is an almost instinctive part of human behavior. From a young age, we're conditioned to measure ourselves against others, our achievements, our looks, our possessions, and even our happiness. In the digital age, this tendency is amplified by social media, where curated snapshots of other people's lives are constantly on display. But comparison, while natural, can be one of the most insidious barriers to personal growth and fulfillment. It distracts, diminishes, and detaches you from your own unique path. When you compare yourself to others, you shift your focus outward rather than inward. Instead of paying attention to your strengths, goals, and progress, you fixate on what someone else has achieved. This not only undermines your confidence, but also distorts your sense of reality. You're not comparing yourself to the whole person, but to a carefully edited version of their life, one that highlights their successes and hides their struggles. The result is often an unrealistic and unfair benchmark that leaves you feeling inadequate. Comparison also creates a mindset of scarcity. When you look at someone else's success, it's easy to feel like there's less available for you, as if their accomplishments somehow diminish your potential. This zero-sum thinking fosters resentment and jealousy, emotions that drain your energy and cloud your judgment. Instead of celebrating your unique journey, you become stuck in a cycle of envy and self-doubt, which stifles growth and creativity. Another issue with comparison is that it shifts the focus from personal progress to external validation. When you measure your worth based on how you stack up against others, you lose sight of what truly matters to you. Your goals become shaped by what you think you should achieve rather than what aligns with your values and passions. This leads to a disconnect between your actions and your authentic self, making it harder to find fulfillment and purpose. Comparison often blinds you to the reality of your own progress. When you're constantly looking at what others are doing, you fail to acknowledge how far you've come. You overlook the milestones you've reached, the challenges you've overcome, and the growth you've experienced. This creates a sense of stagnation, even when you've been making significant strides forward. The harm of comparison extends beyond your personal well-being. It also affects your relationships. When you compare yourself to others, it's easy to fall into patterns of competition rather than collaboration. You might begin to view peers as rivals rather than allies, which undermines trust and connection. This dynamic can create unnecessary tension and prevent you from building meaningful relationships based on mutual support and respect. Another way comparison undermines you is by encouraging imitation rather than authenticity. When you focus on what others are doing, you may feel pressured to replicate their choices, assuming that their path is the right one. But what works for someone else won't necessarily work for you. By chasing someone else's version of success, you risk losing sight of your own unique talents and potential. Even in moments of perceived victory, comparison can be a trap. If you measure your success solely by being better than someone else, your satisfaction becomes conditional. It's fleeting, dependent on external factors that are beyond your control. True fulfillment comes not from outperforming others, but from aligning your actions with your own values and aspirations. In focusing on comparison, you also rob yourself of the joy of the present moment. Instead of appreciating what you have and where you are, you're constantly looking ahead, or worse, sideways. This fixation on others can create a sense of dissatisfaction, even in times when you should feel content and accomplished. Comparison is a distraction. It pulls your attention away from what truly matters: your journey, your growth, and your unique contribution to the world. By letting go of comparison, you free yourself to focus on what's within your control and take pride in the progress you've made. Only then can you fully embrace your potential and live a life that's true to you. Embracing your strengths is one of the most transformative things you can do for yourself. It's an act of self-cognition and self-respect, a declaration that you value who you are and what you bring to the table. In a world where people are often encouraged to fixate on their flaws and shortcomings, turning your attention to your strengths can feel revolutionary. But this shift isn't about ignoring areas for improvement. It's about recognizing that your strengths are the foundation for everything you hope to achieve. Understanding your strengths starts with self-awareness. Everyone has unique talents, abilities, and qualities that set them apart. These might include natural aptitudes, skills you've cultivated over time, or traits that come easily to you. Yet, many people overlook or downplay their strengths, often because they seem so natural that they assume they're not special. However, the very things that feel effortless to you are often your greatest gifts. They represent areas where you excel, where you can make the most impact, and where you find the most fulfillment. When you embrace your strengths, you shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you start to see all that you already have to offer. This creates a sense of confidence and empowerment that carries over into every aspect of your life. You approach challenges with a sense of capability, knowing that you have the tools to handle them. This confidence is not arrogance, it's a grounded understanding of your value. Embracing your strengths also allows you to contribute more effectively. When you lean into what you're good at, you bring your best self to every situation. Whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your personal projects, focusing on your strengths ensures that you're operating from a place of authenticity and effectiveness. You're not trying to force yourself into roles or tasks that don't align with your abilities. Instead, you're maximizing your impact by playing to your natural talent. Another important aspect of embracing your strengths is that it helps you navigate challenges more strategically. Life will always present obstacles, but when you know your strengths, you can approach these situations with clarity and intention. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you can ask yourself, how can I use my strengths to overcome this? This perspective not only builds resilience, but also reinforces your belief in your ability to adapt and succeed. When you embrace your strengths, you also give yourself permission to let go of constant comparison. It's easy to look at others and wish for their talents or achievements, but doing so often blinds you to your own unique gifts. By focusing on your strengths, you redirect your energy toward what makes you unique rather than what makes you different. This shift in perspective allows you to celebrate your individuality and find fulfillment in your own journey. Embracing your strengths doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses. It simply means recognizing that your strengths are the areas where you can make the greatest contribution. Instead of trying to be good at everything, you focus on what you're naturally good at and find ways to leverage those abilities. This doesn't just lead to greater success, it also leads to greater satisfaction as you're spending more time doing what you love and excel at. Another benefit of embracing your strengths is the sense of alignment it creates. When your actions and decisions are rooted in your strengths, you feel more connected to your purpose. You're not wasting energy trying to fit into molds that don't suit you. Instead, you're building a life that reflects your authentic self. This alignment brings a sense of ease and flow, as you're no longer working against the grain, but moving in harmony with who you truly are. Embracing your strengths is an act of self-compassion. It's about giving yourself credit for what you've achieved, acknowledging what you're capable of, and celebrating the person you are. In doing so, you create a foundation of self-trust and self-respect that supports you through every challenge and opportunity. This foundation becomes a powerful force, enabling you to step into your full potential and make the most of the unique gifts you bring to the world. Setting boundaries is an essential act of self-respect and self-preservation. In a world where demands on your time, energy, and attention seem to grow endlessly, boundaries are the structures that allow you to maintain balance, protect your well-being, and live with intention. They are not walls to keep people out, but guidelines that help you define what is acceptable and what is not, both for yourself and for others. The process of setting boundaries begins with understanding your own needs. It requires a level of self-awareness to identify what drains you, what uplifts you, and where you need to draw the line to protect your mental, emotional, and physical health. Boundaries are deeply personal. They reflect your values, priorities, and limits, and they are not one-size-fits-all. Taking the time to reflect on these aspects of yourself is the first step toward creating boundaries that truly serve you. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others. They are about saying yes to yourself. They allow you to allocate your time and energy to what matters most, rather than being pulled in directions that don't align with your goals or values. This might mean declining invitations, stepping away from toxic environments, or carving out time for rest and self. By setting boundaries, you give yourself permission to prioritize what is truly important rather than being overwhelmed by external pressures. One of the challenges in setting boundaries is the fear of how others might react. Many people avoid establishing boundaries because they worry about disappointing or upsetting others. However, it's important to remember that healthy boundaries are not acts of rejection. They are acts of clarity. When you communicate your boundaries with honesty and respect, you give others the opportunity to understand your needs and expectations. While not everyone will respond positively, those who respect you will appreciate your openness and value the structure boundaries provide. Boundaries also play a crucial role in protecting your emotional well-being. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to take on other people's problems, emotions, or responsibilities, leaving little room for your own needs. This can lead to feelings of resentment, exhaustion, and overwhelm. By establishing limits, you create space for yourself while still being able to show up for others in a way that feels sustainable and balanced. Boundaries are not selfish. They are a necessary component of healthy relationships and self. In the workplace, setting boundaries can be particularly challenging, but equally vital. The pressure to meet deadlines, respond to emails, and exceed expectations can blur the lines between work and personal life. Without boundaries, it's easy to find yourself working late into the night or sacrificing your personal time for professional obligations. Setting clear limits, such as defining work hours or delegating tasks, helps ensure that your work doesn't consume your entire life. It also sets an example for others, showing that boundaries are not barriers to productivity, but tools for maintaining balance and focus. Boundaries are also essential in relationships. Whether with family, friends, or partners, clear boundaries create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. They help prevent misunderstandings, reduce conflict, and ensure that both parties feel valued and supported. For example, setting boundaries might mean being clear about your availability, expressing your emotional needs, or defining what behavior is acceptable to you. When boundaries are communicated and respected, they strengthen the connection by fostering trust and authenticity. Enforcing boundaries is as important as setting them. It's not enough to identify and communicate your limits. You also need to uphold them consistently. This might mean having uncomfortable conversations, standing firm in your decisions, or reiterating your needs when they are overlooked. While this can be difficult, it's a crucial step in reinforcing your boundaries and ensuring they are taken seriously. Enforcing boundaries also sends a message to yourself and others that you value your well-being and are committed to protecting it. Boundaries are dynamic, not static. As your life evolves, so will your needs and limits. What worked for you a year ago might not work today, and that's okay. Regularly reassessing your boundaries ensures that they continue to reflect your priorities and support your growth. This adaptability allows you to navigate new challenges, relationships, and opportunities while maintaining a strong sense of self. Setting boundaries is about creating a life that aligns with your values, protects your well-being, and supports your goals. It's an ongoing process of self-awareness, communication, and self-respect that empowers you to take ownership of your time, energy, and choices. Boundaries are not about isolation, but about creating the space you need to thrive while maintaining meaningful connections with others. Celebrating small wins is a powerful practice that can transform the way you approach life. While it's easy to focus on big goals and major milestones, the small wins along the way often go unnoticed, overshadowed by the pursuit of larger achievements. Yet, these small victories are the building blocks of progress, the steady steps that lead to greater accomplishment. By acknowledging and celebrating them, you cultivate a mindset of gratitude, motivation, and resilience that keeps you moving forward. Recognizing small wins begins with shifting your perspective. Too often, people measure success only by the grand finale, the promotion, the completed project, the major life event, without appreciating the incremental progress made along the way. But every big achievement is made up of countless small efforts, each of which deserves acknowledgement. Whether it's completing a task, learning something new, or overcoming a small challenge, these moments of progress are worth celebrating because they signify growth and movement in the right direction. Celebrating small wins also reinforces positive behavior. When you take the time to acknowledge your progress, you create a feedback loop that encourages you to keep going. Each small win serves as a reminder that your efforts are paying off, providing a sense of accomplishment that fuels your motivation. This is particularly important when working toward long-term goals, which can often feel distant or overwhelming. Celebrating the smaller steps along the way makes the journey more manageable and rewarding. Incorporating this practice into your daily life helps build momentum. Small wins are like stepping stones, each one bringing you closer to your larger objectives. By celebrating these moments, you create a sense of forward motion that builds confidence and enthusiasm. This momentum is crucial, especially during challenging times when progress might feel slow. Each small win serves as proof that you're capable of making progress even when the end goal seems far away. Acknowledging small wins also cultivates a sense of gratitude. In the hustle of everyday life, it's easy to focus on what's not done, what's missing, or what still needs improvement. Celebrating small wins shifts your attention to what is going well and what you've already achieved. This practice helps you appreciate the present moment and find joy in the process rather than postponing happiness until you reach a major milestone. Small wins have a ripple effect, impacting not only your mindset, but also the way you interact with others. When you celebrate your own progress, you're more likely to recognize and appreciate the efforts of those around you. This creates a culture of encouragement and positivity, whether in your personal relationships or your professional environment. Acknowledging and celebrating small wins together strengthens connections and fosters a sense of collective achievement. Celebrating small wins is particularly effective in overcoming setbacks. Challenges and obstacles are inevitable, and they can sometimes make it difficult to see the bigger picture. By focusing on the small victories within those moments, whether it's learning from a mistake, taking a single step forward, or simply not giving up, you reframe the narrative. Instead of feeling stuck or defeated, you remind yourself of your resilience and capacity to keep moving forward, one step at a time. This practice also supports mental well-being. In a fast-paced world that often glorifies hustle and productivity, it's easy to overlook the importance of pausing to acknowledge your progress. Celebrating small wins gives you a moment to breathe, reflect, and appreciate your efforts. It reminds you that success is not just about the destination, but about the journey, and that every step forward is valuable. Celebrating small wins doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be as simple as taking a moment to smile, sharing your success with a friend, or treating yourself to something you enjoy. The key is to make it intentional, to pause and recognize the significance of what you've accomplished. These moments of acknowledgement create a sense of fulfillment and keep you connected to your goals. Celebrating small wins helps you build a growth-oriented mindset. When you recognize progress, no matter how small, you reinforce the idea that growth is a continuous process. This mindset encourages you to embrace challenges, persist through difficulties, and see every step as an opportunity to learn and improve. By celebrating the journey, you not only make the process more enjoyable, but also set yourself up for long-term success. Adaptation and evolution are essential to thriving in an ever-changing world. Life is dynamic, full of unexpected shifts, challenges, and opportunities. The ability to adapt isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that allows you to navigate uncertainty, embrace growth, and stay aligned with your goals, even when circumstances change. Evolving is the natural progression of adaptation, where you transform not only to survive, but to flourish in new and improved ways. Adapting starts with awareness. To respond effectively to change, you must first recognize when it's happening. This requires staying attuned to your environment, both externally and internally. Externally, you observe shifts in your relationships, workplace, or broader social contexts. Internally, you pay attention to how you feel, what's working and what's not. Awareness allows you to assess the situation objectively, giving you the information needed to decide how best to respond. Flexibility is at the heart of adaptation. It's about letting go of rigid expectations and embracing the idea that there's more than one path to success. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and clinging to a single approach can leave you stuck when obstacles arise. Flexibility means being open to new possibilities, willing to try different methods, and ready to pivot when circumstances call for it. It's not about abandoning your goals, but finding new ways to achieve them. Adaptation also requires resilience. Change often brings discomfort, uncertainty, and even setbacks, but resilience enables you to face these challenges with strength and determination. It's about bouncing back from adversity and using difficult experiences as opportunities to grow. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it head-on, learning from it, and emerging stronger and wiser. Evolving goes beyond adaptation. It's about transformation. While adaptation allows you to navigate change, evolution enables you to create change within yourself. It's the process of identifying areas for growth, embracing the lessons life offers, and continually striving to become a better version of yourself. Evolution is driven by curiosity and a desire to reach your full potential, even if it means stepping outside your comfort zone. Learning is a crucial part of both adapting and evolving. Every new situation brings an opportunity to expand your knowledge, skills, and perspectives. By approaching change with a mindset of curiosity and growth, you turn challenges into learning experiences. This not only helps you navigate the present, but also equips you with tools to handle future changes more effectively. The more you learn, the more adaptable and evolved you become. Adaptation and evolution are closely tied to creativity. When faced with change, creativity allows you to think outside the box and find innovative solutions. It's about seeing possibilities where others see problems and imagining new ways of doing things. This creative approach not only helps you adapt to change, but also positions you to thrive in it as you uncover opportunities that others might overlook. Self-awareness is another key to evolving. To grow, you must first understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, values, and aspirations. This awareness helps you identify areas for improvement and make intentional choices about who you want to become. It also allows you to align your actions with your authentic self, ensuring that your evolution is meaningful and true to who you are. Adapting and evolving also require letting go. Sometimes moving forward means releasing old habits, beliefs, or relationships that no longer serve you. Letting go can be difficult, especially when it involves things that once brought comfort or success. But holding on to what no longer fits your present reality can hold you back from growth. Letting go creates space for new possibilities, allowing you to embrace change with openness and clarity. Collaboration plays a role in adaptation and evolution as well. While personal growth is an individual journey, connecting with others can provide valuable insights, support, and inspiration. Engaging with diverse perspectives challenges your assumptions and broadens your understanding of the world. These interactions help you adapt more effectively and evolve in ways that might not have been possible on your own. The ability to adapt and evolve is what allows you to stay relevant, resilient, and fulfilled in a constantly changing world. It's not about avoiding change, but embracing it, using every twist and turn as an opportunity to grow. This mindset transforms challenges into stepping stones and ensures that you're always moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. The legacy of self-leadership is one of personal responsibility, intentional growth, and the impact you leave on the world by living authentically and purposefully. It begins with a deep commitment to leading yourself first, before attempting to influence or lead others. When you take charge of your own actions, decisions, and mindset, you create a strong foundation upon which self-leadership isn't just about managing tasks, it's about managing yourself with integrity, self-discipline, and a clear sense of purpose. At the core of self-leadership is self-awareness. Understanding your values, strengths, weaknesses, desires, and motivations is critical to making informed decisions and taking actions that align with your true self. Without this awareness, it's easy to be swayed by external pressures, societal expectations, or the opinions of others. Self-leadership requires you to take the time to reflect on who you are, what you want, and how you want to show up in the world. It's about creating a clear internal compass that guides you toward your goals and helps you stay grounded amidst external noise. Self-discipline is another pillar of self-leadership. It's the ability to stay committed to your goals even when faced with challenges or distractions. Discipline doesn't come from external motivation. It comes from within, from the choice to persist even when things get tough. It's about developing the inner strength to keep going even when instant gratification or comfort calls. When you cultivate self-discipline, you increase your ability to achieve your long-term goals and maintain focus on what truly matters without getting derailed by short-term setbacks. If you understand the taking responsibility for your actions and decisions is essential in self-leadership. It means owning your choices regardless of the outcome. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances when things go wrong, but true self-leaders understand that they are the architects of their own lives. They recognize that their actions, behaviors, and decisions shape their reality and take accountability for them. This level of ownership fosters empowerment because it puts the control back in your hands, ensuring that you are always in the driver's seat of your journey. Self-leadership also means embracing growth. It's about committing to continuous improvement and being open to learning. Life is a process of evolution, and as a self-leader, you must be willing to evolve with it. This might mean stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging old beliefs, or acquiring new skills. Growth requires both humility and courage, the humility to admit that you don't know everything, and the courage to step forward anyway. Self-leadership is a lifelong pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself, learning from mistakes and celebrating progress along the way. A key component of self-leadership is the ability to set clear goals and create actionable plans to achieve them. Self-leaders understand that success doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentionality, focus, and the ability to set a vision for the future. By breaking down large, daunting goals into smaller, manageable steps, you can stay motivated and measure your progress. Each small accomplishment adds up, helping you stay aligned with your larger vision while making steady strides toward your dreams. Another critical aspect of self-leadership is emotional intelligence. The ability to understand and manage your emotions, as well as empathize with others, is essential in navigating life's challenges. Self-leaders are aware of their emotional states and know how to regulate them, ensuring that their decisions are thoughtful and grounded, not impulsive or reactive. Emotional intelligence also enhances your relationships with others, as it fosters empathy, understanding, and communication. Leading yourself also means practicing self-compassion. It's easy to be harsh with yourself when you don't meet expectations or when things don't go as planned. However, self-leadership requires you to treat yourself with kindness, to acknowledge your efforts, and to offer forgiveness when necessary. By embracing self-compassion, you remove the barrier of self-criticism, which allows you to move forward with more confidence and resilience. Self-leadership has a ripple effect. When you lead yourself well, you inspire others to do the same. By modeling accountability, discipline, growth, and self-awareness, you create an environment where others are encouraged to take ownership of their own lives. This creates a positive feedback loop of empowerment and leadership, where each individual contributes to a collective culture of self-motivation and responsibility. The legacy of self-leadership is one of influence, not because you sought to lead others, but because you first led yourself with authenticity and integrity. By taking control of your life and committing to continuous growth, you set an example that resonates far beyond your immediate circle. Your legacy is not just in what you accomplish, but in how you inspire others to take ownership of their own journeys. When you lead yourself with purpose and clarity, you create a lasting impact that echoes through generations. As we look toward 2025 and beyond, it becomes clear that the key to navigating an increasingly complex world lies in the practice of self-leadership. By focusing solely on yourself, you unlock the power to adapt, evolve, and thrive. The journey is not always easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. Self-awareness, resilience, discipline, and embracing your strengths are the tools that will guide you through every challenge and every opportunity. In doing so, you will not only build a life of fulfillment and success, but also inspire those around you to do the same. In the process of setting boundaries, celebrating small wins, and committing to personal growth, you create a life that is uniquely yours. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a reflection of your strength and determination. You evolve, adapt, and build a legacy of self-leadership that impacts not just your life, but the lives of those you encounter along the way. By focusing on yourself, you can become the best version of who you are, shaping your future with intention and clarity. When you lead yourself with purpose, the ripple effects of your actions extend far beyond your personal journey, influencing the world in profound and lasting ways. So, as we move forward into 2025, remember that the most powerful thing you can do is focus on your growth, your potential, and your purpose. Because in doing so, you are shaping not only your future, but the future of those around you.